SwissBorg is the official partner of my channel where you can buy, sell, hold, and more importantly stake your cryptocurrencies. You can even earn yield on your stablecoins. Sign up with my link and you'll earn up to $100 worth of their native token CHSB just for depositing €50 worth of crypto. SwissBorg. Hello everybody, welcome back. Real quick video this morning, no need to mess about. It's just we've got a whole trading week ahead of us and plenty of price action yet to be determined by major forex pairs like Euro and USD, and obviously the repercussions on the Dixie. Then we've got everything else. We'll just sit back and watch for today, but so far looks a little bit like a buy a dip opportunity presenting itself with tight stop losses involved anyway. Now I've literally not long been up, you know, fed the kids and whatever, just, you know, they're just sitting around watching telly in their uniforms, but so I thought I'd make this quick video because literally this is all that really needs to be said. If we just have a look at what's happened to Bitcoin over this last 4-hour candle, well, I suppose 8 hours almost, as this one's due to come to an end, we've got a wick that came down to this specific area, which corresponds to that wick and these two candle bodies as well. So it's holding up, as far as its own chart is concerned, okay, right? It is below all major moving averages, fresh short signal generated as well in the 4-hourly. So I'm not suggesting by any means that this is the bottom or anything like this. I'm just saying that based on its own chart with its own horizontal areas of support, it's done okay. You know, it's done okay. Now we've been, you know, I told everybody about staying away from altcoins for the last, well, at least the last few days. So emphasised that. But all last week, you know, saying, look, it's a bit dodgy. Dominance chart, 40%. It's not a place to hold altcoins, and so altcoins are likely to get hit pretty hard, regardless of which direction Bitcoin goes. You know, sats will be lost. Excuse me. But the main thing that I've been focusing on for price action to determine anything, whether it's stocks, commodities, or crypto, has been forex pairs, and obviously the Dixie. We all know the Dixie. The Dixie is still okay for its move back down to this level, but I did tell everybody last week that I got out of stocks because the Everything Balance 2.0 could have come to an end, and the Dixie may have front-run this target on the weekly, but it was basically respecting a target on the daily, which is a 200 exponential moving average. And again, you know, this is still a pretty steep and sharp downtrend. I'm not looking for a major reversal on this one, although it can happen. I'm not really looking for that. I still think that there's a good chance that we do revisit this low. Well, not revisit it, but actually mark this one off, which is still down to below 105 anyway. So for the moment, we're having a little bounce. If we take a look at the Euro to USD, which is the main component this time round, so we spotted the top on the Dixie, mostly to do with Euro, Pound, and Yen. Yen being the major driver for that. Now it is dollar and euro battling it out to decide which way it wants to go. And if you were to look at this chart, take all the nonsense away and just have a look at this chart. This chart could be a buy the dip opportunity long the euro. I told everybody, and I still stand by it, that closures below 103 and certainly below 102 would be back down to parity, and see if that if we get a bounce around there. But if we go back to parity, I think it's quite likely that we do break down from it, because it would not be at that point then. Well, I suppose it could still a series of higher highs and higher lows, but this right now is a bounce on the 10 exponential, so that is an okay place to try a long position, and with that in mind, that's going to that's going to transfer over to the Dixie. So the Dixie is trying to bounce as the euro is trying to drop. But just like any uptrend or any downtrend, nothing goes straight down forever unless it's lunar, for instance. No, there's always little stops along the way. And I would say that exactly the same thing for Dixie's downtrend and Euro's uptrend. So, yeah, we wake up today and we see this move. The day is still very early. You know, there's a lot of time in this trading day to see where this candle body closes. There's a lot of people that can talk and tweet. There's a lot of data that can flood the markets. There's all kinds of stuff that can take place. But the thing to basically look at for this euro situation is we do have a pump signal that's generated at 102.5, which is where we are right now. That pump signal could have played there easily. It could have done that, or it could still yet to be in play. At least what we could focus on is that, like in any decent uptrend, you buy the dips on moving averages, and the first major moving average of any significance before we see the Bollinger Band Center, which is all the way at parity, would be a 10 exponential. And I'm not recommending anybody do derivatives on Forex. If you don't do derivatives anyway, Forex is probably not for you because it's pretty choppy and volatile. You have to use like high leverage really to get the most out of it. But yeah, it does look like this would be an area, if not the area, to try it for a move back up to at least the 104 area and see if we break that. We'll probably go up to below 108, but that would be the next major target over maybe a couple of weeks. But again, I'm not saying that this is definitely the way it's going to go. I've literally not long been up, but we've been focused on these charts for a little while, and that's what it looks like to me. But again, the reason we enter at these specific areas, if we were to ever do leveraged positions, is because it doesn't take much to know that you were wrong, and so your stop losses can be nice and tight. So if you are wrong, you don't lose that much. So transfer that back over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is coming back down again to that major level. It's not even a major level, that short-term time frame level, which wick and bodies bring us to give or take 15, well, more or less where we are, 15,900. If that breaks, trend line to be tagged, and if that breaks, we start to hit the super major resistance supports that we've had marked out for a while, 14,000, and then the mighty 12. Well, we'll see where we go. Again, it's very early days, very early days. Again, this is why we're sitting on the sidelines at this moment in time, because the markets are having a bit of a reshuffle. They don't quite know if it's a bear market rally or a bull market beginning for traditional markets. Forex isn't quite sure if it's respecting supports or resistances. Dixie isn't quite sure if it's got the strength to move back up. There's lots of uncertainty just on a technical basis, which is why we like to sit back and wait for the next major big swings, whether it's a breakout on traditional markets or a continued bear market, which again, both of them have enough evidence to support either way, which is why as a trader, sitting on the sidelines is the most appropriate thing to do given that setup and situation, because like I said, there's an argument for both sides. Sidelines, I'm afraid, for me, sidelines, and we'll wait for a next big swing. If I was to be forced to trade Bitcoin, I would definitely sit on the sidelines. I wouldn't be trying to pick it up at these levels. This is a bit of a non-level. It is something, but it's not amazing. This trend line is something, but it's not amazing. Also, 14,000 is something, but it's not amazing. I'm happy to wait it out for the time being. And again, buying Bitcoin at these significant lows is tempting for the long run, and there's enough reason to think that that's a good idea to do that if your projection is good. Again, we've made videos on the long term about doing exactly that, but I want to buy the altcoins. That's what I want to do at the significant lows, to buy them, hold them, and stake them. That's what I want to do. And as I said, a few days back, with the Bitcoin dominance being at 40%, there's not a place to buy altcoins. It's not a place at all. And so if we are looking for further downside on Bitcoin, potentially a 20-25% move back down, then altcoins might be seeing 30 to 50% move back down, and that's at that point there where I'd be more interested in buying for the long term, just based on the dominance chart and based on Bitcoin basically not really looking particularly convincing in the way that it wants to go. I've got a long-term strategy, I've got a short-term strategy, but the long-term strategy is still to sit it out for a little bit and buy those altcoins if we do go down another 30 to 50%. And the short-term strategy is, to be honest with you, it's mostly based around Euro at the moment and Dixie in traditional markets. So that will be that. Right, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you have a nice day. That was a very quick video, but it is Monday. There's not much more to say. We need to see the trading days unfold. And it is very early still. Right, thanks for watching. Take it easy.